Welcome, beautiful beings. Reminder first, before I start our interview with a special guest that I have here today. I want you to put a thumbs up and subscribe if any of this content resonates with you. We have a special guest here. He is my teacher and mentor, Kenneth J. White. I want to give you a little bit of insight about Kenny. Kenny combines disarming humor and down-to-earth spirituality in a way that captivates the imagination of both children and adults. He is a graduate of Circle of Miracles School of Ministry. Kenny works as a Reiki master, Live Strong cancer care specialist, certified yoga instructor, inspirational speaker, playwright, artist, poet, and personal growth guide. Kenny shares his life lessons and blessings along with a message of divine balance and wisdom through chair yoga, spirit dance, qigong, and tai chi, which is a beautiful flow of self-expression of meditation in motion. After all that is said, here is Kenneth J. White. Welcome.
How you doing, Bashira?
I am doing well.
Good. Well, thank you for having me. And I really like the play with words, interview. So what really does that mean?
We're going deep inside and really allowing our inner selves to speak for us.
Wow. I like the concept. I like the concept when you brought it to me. So thank you for thinking of me. So what's your first question?
My first question for you is, how did you come to know that spirituality was your way of life, your way of living, your way of being?
Wow, that question is a lot. Give me a moment. Let me be still. Well, today everybody's using the word woke.
Yes.
When I was young, little boy, we didn't have that word. Things were different then, and awareness wasn't as high as it is now. There was awareness, but it was focused on other things. As we mature as a collective consciousness, we start focusing on what is right and what needs to be done to fix it. But back then, a lot of the focus was on what's wrong. So, and these are stages that humanity that we have to go through.
Yes.
The dark night of the soul, the collective dark night of the soul, so we can understand not only who we are, but who we are becoming.
Yes.
The past, the present, and the probable future, so that we can be in the now. So, being woke is thrown around a lot. So, it's a responsibility to be woke or to be aware.
Yes.
To be conscious is movement. To be aware is to be in a stillness.
And really going deep inside of yourself.
Yes. So, as early as I can remember, I was encouraged to think outside the box. My mother's experience as an African American female from a poor family of 12 in 1938 would lead her to question the politics and ethics of the day, realizing the box was not designed for women nor for people of color to be within. Thinking outside was essential in developing a healthy, universal relationship, not feeling unworthy of life and a lesser human because of gender or color. The old African ways were gone. Very little was remembered except her connection to the universe.
Beautiful.
And the reason why I start with my mother, or I'm even talking about my mother, that was one of my greatest teachers. Not only because she was my mother, because we remembered what our mission was here. She remembered what her mission was here. And part of that mission was to guide me, just not as a son, but as a soul, maneuvering through physical reality, spirit moving through physical reality.
So it's like she was given a gift, and then she passed the gift down on to you.
Yeah, I think you could say that. So she was aware.
Yes.
So woke.
Yes.
She was woke.
Yeah.
So she had a woke baby.
Yes.
And that was me.
Yes.
So, but we didn't speak in those terms then.
Exactly.
And there were a lot of woke people, or a lot of aware people, but some were called Panthers, and some went in other directions.
Yes.
With their wokeness.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just wanted to be healthy.
Yeah.
Okay? So, in 1958, I was born, and it would seem in 20 years, social issues would have changed, but they really hadn't. At the age of 7 or 8, I started going to a neighborhood church. I didn't understand why I would be sentenced to hell, or why someone died for my sins.
Yes.
I was but a child with no wrongdoings. I was a good boy without sin. And where would I go when I did die? What's out there? The angels, the images of Christ, were not of my likeness. Was there a heaven for colored people? Or would I have to go in the back door? And would there be a colored-only dirty drinking fountain as I waited in line to be punished? I would go back to church many times, but I was still an outsider. I thought outside the box. This would be the first time I would question authority, anger, and fear. My mother would stand by, smiling in pain, because she knew I was destined to be an outsider. Now, the metaphysics of that time were a little different. We spoke about it differently. So my mystical journey had begun. I got a little older. I would ask myself many times before sleep, who is Kenneth White? Why am I here? And what is my meaning? What is my purpose? What is the meaning of my existence? Who am I and why am I here? Truth would be my answer. I came to know I was much, much more than just the body. The authentic self is on the inside. I was attracted to the abstract. Being of African descent, I wanted to understand the healing powers of the African shaman. This attraction led me around the world in home study and rituals of indigenous people. In the mid-70s, occult movies were very popular. I loved these movies because they were a source of study. I would take notes. I would take mental notes. They would lead me to read all I could on psychic phenomena, UFOlogy, and the occult. The more I drank of it, the more I thirst for it.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you. The learning was not radical. It was all so very natural, actually deep from spirit. I knew this. I knew this to be true. I was just remembering. This movement came to be called the New Age. But I knew this was old soul stuff. The song that my soul sang every night when we went to sleep. My mother and I would talk late into the night and argue the points till daylight. Some of the topics would be telepathy, belief systems, core beliefs, beliefs about Eastern philosophy, how thoughts form matter, reincarnation, the purpose of life, dreams, the Bible, Jesus,